Bosnia-Herzegovina is one of the good examples of where media regulation has worked in terms of peace building. You know, Bosnia had gone through a dramatic civil war, hundreds of thousands of people displaced, but once the killings had stopped, the bullets had stopped flying, the media was then used to perpetuate any ethnic divides, differences, and also there was a lot of incitement to violence and a lot of hate speech at that time on the media. It was decided by the Office of the High Representative, which was the governing power at the time, to establish an independent media commission which would licence and regulate the broadcast media in Bosnia-Herzegovina. Now that's radio and television, nothing to do with the press itself. And so from a standing start, we managed to licence all 300 broadcasters at the time in return for them to sign up to a code of practice and also to come under the regulatory regime, which was a regulatory regime which was designed with the broadcasters. So in other words, they felt as if they were very much part of the process in their own regulation. And within sort of 3 years from this standing start, hate speech was pretty much eradicated from all broadcasting in Bosnia-Herzegovina. And broadcasting changed from being very much partisan, often dangerous reporting, to much more entertainment, unbiased news, edutainment, that sort of thing. So it's pretty much a success story in terms of how media regulation can assist in peace building efforts. But the points I want to make about media regulation is that firstly, we should really be talking about independent media regulation. Governments would see themselves as a media regulator. Politicians would see themselves as a media regulator. But where it works best is where it's an independent body which may well implement a government policy, but in terms of its day-to-day activities with licensing and regulating broadcasting, it is an independent body with an independent board of commissioners, independent staff, and that way it's there to protect the interests of the citizens and not to necessarily protect the interests of the state. And that's really how it works best.